Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to my channel. Now, today is the 8th day on my 100-day health transformational plan, where I started on the 19th of February 2023 to go on a prolonged fast for 10 days. And prolonged fast basically means you don't eat anything, and you're allowed to drink liquids, which I'll share with you some of the stuff that I drink, and also you're allowed to take vitamins, minerals, and so on to keep your body, nourished. However, you're not allowed to sort of, eat anything or take any sort of high intense food or anything like that, just like a normal day. So it's not like intermittent fasting where you break the fast after 16 to 18 hours. You maintain the fast for a long period of time. So I'm starting with 10 days, inshallah. If I can keep it longer, I'll stay longer. But what I plan is after those 10 days is then rotate into a 1-day meal fast, which is intermittent fasting, very similar to Ramadan's fast, where you don't eat for the whole day and you break your fast at sunset. So roughly about 16 to maybe even 20 hours, depends where you live. That's how Ramadan goes. But obviously Ramadan is a dry fast, so you don't drink any liquids during that period of the fast. Okay, so one meal a day fast that I'm going to do, I will be drinking liquids, water, and so on. Obviously, nothing sugar, high in glucose, and so. Okay, now today I did measure myself, weigh myself on the scales. I am still maintaining the 116 kg mark. My weight isn't going down. Okay, so for the past couple of days it hasn't gone down, it's kind of maintained at 116. When I started I was about 120, 126, 100, maybe 126, 127. I was basically fluctuating from 125 to 127, which was going up and down like that. But yeah, the weight did come down for the first, say, 5 days, and then it kind of started to slow down, and it's now at 116. Now I don't know what the reason is. I haven't taken like a body composite measurement where you weigh the muscle, bones, and fluids in your body and that kind of stuff. So I don't know what it is. However, I'm just telling you this so you can be aware. So if you do decide to go on a diet or fast or so on, or your own program, you can succeed, inshallah, but you have to be persistent. And there will be these periods where you feel you're not making any progress, or you might feel that you're going backwards. Like today, I didn't go out for a walk yet, and now it's at night. I was a bit lazy. I kind of wanted to relax a bit. I went to, lay down on the bed a bit. Felt a bit tired and so on. But yeah, I didn't do any activity yet. So some days you feel like you're not making any progress, or you're not motivated as the previous days, for example, and that's fine. The key is you never give up. You just keep going, keep persistent, and have that reason why in your mind. What is driving you. Okay, so and like I said in previous videos, in so many different ways, your reason why has to be bigger than yourself. You have to have a bigger goal than yourself. So it can't be for a selfish reason. Okay, you have to be thinking, well, what is my purpose in this life? Why did Allah create me? And why am I here? What do I intend to achieve in the period? What do I want to be remembered by? Not just by human beings, but by the creator of the universe. What do you want to be? I mean, he knows everything. He knows what's your whole plan. He knows exactly if you will succeed or not. And ultimately, success is in his hand. Okay, so so we shouldn't be disheartened if we don't succeed. We say Alhamdulillah, Qaddar Allah ma sha'a fa'al. It's up to Allah whether we succeed or not. But we just do our best. Okay, we have to take an action because there's no excuse. None of this nonsense that you might hear from friends and family where they tell you, you know, since everything is written and the future is already known by the Creator, so if you are going to be successful, you will be successful anyway, and if you're going to fail, you're going to fail, and without trying. So they have this mentality, a passive mentality, and they just sit at home, sit on their ass, do absolutely nothing, and expect that somehow, if it's written for them to be healthy, they'll be healthy. It doesn't work that way. You have to go out there and put in an effort. Just like Maryam alayhi salam, when she gave birth to Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, Isa alayhi salam, Allah ordered her to touch the palm tree. Just touch it. Okay, obviously no one can move. Even a strong man cannot move a palm tree. They're kind of solid in their place. But it's just a symbolic thing. And as soon as she touched the palm tree shook, and dates, the dates were ripe. Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him, was born in summer, so the dates were ripe, and she then had some nutrients and recovered from her birth given ordeal and so on. So definitely this is what we learn. So we have to take some action and leave the rest. Meet your luck halfway. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, just to make it clear, when you are fasting, obviously your body is depleting from you relieve a lot of nutrients from your body, a lot of minerals you be lost and so on, especially because you're not eating anything at all. Okay, so if you're going for a long fast, my advice first of all is to get some vitamins. And one thing that you need, especially if you're in the Western world, is vitamin D. So I went out and I got this. It's not expensive, and I'm not being sponsored by this company. It's just something that I found. It's probably the cheapest one, but it's got enough dose for vitamin D and calcium. So and it's only just £1.20, I think. It's £1.20 in the Isle of Man, but in the UK it'll be much cheaper. I mean, you're talking about less than £1 in the UK, because everything in the Isle of Man is more expensive by 20, 30, even sometimes 50% more in comparison. Okay, so if there was a pint of milk in London for £1, expect to buy it for £1.50 in the Isle of Man. That's how it is. Okay. So this vitamin D is important to take a good dose of vitamin D. It's got here 100% recommended daily allowance, so that's one thing, and it's got the calcium as well, 50% of the daily allowance. So you just take one tablet of these. If you find whatever, go to Holland and Barrett, go wherever, go on Amazon. I'm not making any money by offering you an affiliate link, so I'm just giving you free advice here. Vitamin D. Okay, next thing, if you're a man or a woman, there's different types of vitamins. Multivitamins is important to take. So this is a multivitamin specifically for men, and the reason why specifically for men is they have 200% of your daily dose that you need for zinc. It's got all the other stuff that's vital for men's health. So this is all important. It's going to boost your natural defense for any sort of issues or anything like that. It's going to increase your sperm production with zinc and vitamin C. So that's all important. So make sure you take one of those and one of those as well. So vitamin D is fine if you overdose on that, but I'm not saying to overdose. Take 2 tablets of this. Just take 1 tablet of this and 1 tablet of this, because that also has vitamin D, and it's got about, that says 150% vitamin. So this one has more vitamin D than that one, but together it's good for you because it will give you this extra vitamin D, and your body, especially if you're vitamin D deficient, your body needs more, and vitamin D is required for so many functions in the body. So that's important to take extra than what you actually need for what's recommended daily allowance. So yeah, there's 100% in that one. There's 150% of the daily allowance for vitamin D, which is good. So that's important for men, and also zinc, vitamin C, all good stuff as well for hormone productions and sperm productions and so on. So that's all really good stuff. The other thing is you are allowed to drink milk. Okay, you're allowed to drink coffee. That's fine, but try to keep your calorie intake below 50 calories. Okay, if you know the worst case scenario, you can drink some milk, especially if you have like heartburns or something like that, and it helps you to relieve some of the heartburn. I get that heartburn, and it's a common symptom for a lot of people that are obese. So I usually get like whole milk, like, and drink it, organic milk and stuff like that. It's important to drink organic as much as possible. But in the Isle of Man, I also support the Isle of Man farmers. So I buy this milk. It's grass fed. You can see when I'm walking, you'll see a lot of cows and sheep and so on. So you can see how they, rear the animals here. They're very good. So yeah, so this is the milk that I took. I just drink a little bit, maybe make some coffee and use it and stuff like that. At most, we're talking about let's see here. It says about 35 calories per 100. So so 10 for this is 35 calories, and you got like say a liter. So you got 10 of them. So at most, if I was to drink this whole thing, just to give you the idea, that would be 350 calories. Okay, obviously I'm not going to drink the whole thing. I'm going to try to keep it for a few days. But yeah, so definitely I can drink 10 for this, and that's 35 calories. I'm not really taking calories from anywhere else, and my limit is 50 calories, like I said. Okay, so definitely I can drink a little bit of this, or even just over 10 for this, and that's fine. And yeah, that's okay. If you go over the calorie intake, your body then starts to expect food from you. You start to feel hungry, and it's kind of weird, isn't it? The more you eat, the more hungry you'll get. Okay, so the less you eat, the less hungry you'll get. So do not go over that, otherwise your brain will start releasing ghrelin, the hormone, and then you'll start thinking, well, I need to eat something now, I feel hungry. If you don't take any calories and you maintain this, like I said to you, the difficult period is the 3-4 days when you're starting a prolonged fast. After that gets easier. I don't actually feel hungry. I don't feel hungry. At the most, I just feel a bit thirsty sometimes, so I just feel like I want just a glass of water or something, yeah? So that's at the most. Now, I do have a bad habit. I do have a bad habit. That bad habit is at times I drink energy drinks. Now, this is let me just try to see the energy drink I've got. So I've got one energy drink here. Now, the reason is just especially when I'm working. So this has 0 sugar. It's an energy drink. It has very low calories. Let's have a look at the calories. 2 calories. For the whole bottle, it's 11 calories. For the whole can. Whole can is 11 calories. Okay. It has no sugar. They obviously have substitutes, and that's bad. That's one of my bad habits. But unfortunately, because I'm studying and I'm working, I'm running a business, and I'm trying to read, and I'm doing a lot of different things. It's sometimes it's just I'm too tired, and this gives me a boost. So I just take one of those when I really need this to wake up and be more alert and to carry on with work and so on. If it's not like today, I didn't drink any of this because I'm not working today. Okay, but on a working day, especially when I've got a client and I'm doing a project and that kind of stuff, I need to be alert, obviously, because I have to give them value for money. Okay, I want more repeat business, of course. Yeah, so that's what I drink. It's 11 calories, and I'm not recommending it. I'm saying to you, avoid it if you can, and just stick to coffee. It's better, it's natural, than avoid this. But this is one of my bad habits. I'm trying to get, you know, break and stuff like that. Okay, so that's one of the bad habits I've got, and the other stuff is all good stuff. All right. Now, yesterday my video did get cut off because the two reasons yesterday. One reason, when I was walking, my battery died, so I didn't, half the recording was lost. And yeah, so that's one thing, one of the reasons. And the other reason, when I came back and started recording, I'd already filled up the memory with so much video because I was recording so many videos, and while I'm walking and stuff. So eventually, the the storage was full, and I had to just basically back up the videos and pictures and so on, and then clear it up, and now I'm able to record again and fill up the memory, the mobile memory again. So that's the reason. But I was kind of telling you a story about a funny story. This is many years ago, and I'm not trying to, like, no disrespect to doctors or anything like that. But many years ago, when I wasn't so knowledgeable, obviously, on diets and health and so on. I mean, I did like go to the gym. I was doing bodybuilding, swimming, archery. I was doing a lot of different sports and stuff, but I wasn't um, like so knowledgeable in nutrition and how to lose weight. And I was battling with weight loss. That was like way back. Maybe 20 years now or something like that. Less than 20 years anyway. So less than 20 years, let's say 15 years ago. First time before I actually made a massive weight loss. Went to the doctor, and I basically said to him, listen, I'm struggling with losing weight. I'm putting on a lot of weight. I don't understand. Something's wrong with me and stuff like that. And he said, no, you look fine. It's fine, and so on. And then he was giving me a recommendation. Oh, just do this and do that. And when I was looking at his desk, he had like a Coca-Cola. He had I think like a packet of crisps or something, like Walker's crisps, and he had like junk food. Okay, so this, the doctor was eating unhealthy. He was obese himself, and he's giving me advice. So I went to someone to give me advice about health and how to be healthy and how to lose weight and how to get ripped and all that stuff. And he's out of shape, and he's obviously it's not like his genetics or anything like that. He's eating junk food, and so he's not a good, like, for me. I felt like, okay, that's not the source of information, or source of good information, to go to a GP and ask them for advice. Yes, I do highly recommend you go to a GP so you can ask them to do things for you. For example, I would go to a GP, inshallah, maybe in a few days or so, and I would ask him to make a request to do blood tests. I know in some countries you can go to a lab and you get your own blood test. In the UK, or the Isle of Man, or whatever, you have to go to the GP. You have to be referred to do blood tests. You have to give him an excuse. Say, oh, I'm feeling tired, whatever. And then he says, okay, we're going to do some blood tests for diabetes, blood tests for this, deficiency for vitamin D, iron, and so on. So you have to kind of come up with a story, and then he makes this request, and you take that to the hospital. The hospital then takes your blood test, and then you can get that analyzed, and you can view all your data online anyway, so you'll be able to see that, and then you can see the markers, and you can track your progress. So that's what I intend to do, inshallah. Okay, so get that, and I highly recommend use the doctors for this, but don't go and ask them for advice on how to lose weight, or expect them to help you, because all they're going to prescribe for you is drugs that's going to harm you. You go to a doctor, you tell him any symptom, he will just say to you, take some paracetamol, you'll be fine. Okay, I had a knee injury, and there's a problem with my knee, and then I said to him, listen, my knee is this, and I want to get scanned for this, and he's telling me, oh, it's just you're low in calcium. I said no, because I something hit my knee, and I want to check my knee. I mean, maybe there's a broken bone or something, and he's telling me about calcium. He's telling me, I should take more calcium and drink more milk. I'm drinking a lot of milk anyway. So I'm telling you right now, the doctors are not divine. They are just uh, they're human beings. Okay, so they can make mistakes. You not necessarily that every doctor is talented and gifted and stuff like that. Most of them, a lot of people I speak to when they want to go into medicine, most of them they tell me they want to do it because it's a status, it's reputation, good income. They can become a GP and get X amount of money and all that stuff. They're doing it for the wrong reasons. Okay, it's not like someone that genuinely wants to help people. That's why they went into the profession. Just like someone who enjoys teaching and sharing knowledge, and then he goes into teaching, and then he becomes a teacher. He'll be a talented teacher, irrespective of someone else can't find a job, and the government is giving some incentives to do a postgraduate education, to teacher training and that kind of stuff, which they have in the UK. And then because I have a lot of friends that have done that, by the way, and they go into teaching, and they're completely appalling. They're completely like, because they couldn't get a job, so they go into teaching. Those who can't teach, but that shouldn't be like that. It should be the best people, the best quality people, the most experienced people need to share the knowledge to the next generation or the old generation. Doesn't matter, right? Because everyone should be learning from the cradle to the grave. We should constantly be studying. And I keep having this conversation with people in my circle, especially people that are in their 40s and their 50s and 60s, and I tell them, do something with your life instead of sitting watching TV and getting benefit, or waiting for handouts and complaining about the government is not doing their job and the government's corrupt, or just completely ignoring everything and just surrendering to your fate and falling for these scams and all that scamdemics and stuff like that. Start to wisen up, start to educate yourself. And they said, what's the point? I'm now 50 or I'm 60 or even someone is 80, but alhamdulillah they've got their health, and they're sitting on front of the TV watching soap operas and just music and dancing and wasting time, just accumulating sins and wasting their life away. And I keep having this conversation with them and telling them, surely there must be a reason why you're still alive. There must be a reason, because you have still a purpose, and Allah's giving you a chance to do something for your purpose. And they just do not listen. They're just completely deaf, dumb, and blind. And these are the sort of things that I find repulsive. I find repulsive people that are ignorant, people that are lazy. I myself am lazy, but you have to admit it. You have to say, this is where I am today. I'm lazy. I need to tackle this issue. Like I'm saying to you right now, this is a bad habit. I shouldn't be drinking this stuff. This stuff is harmful. So you have to admit it, not accept and say, well, it's only energy drink. It's not like alcohol. Oh, it's not like cigarettes. It's not like drugs. It's not like this. So you should accept your faults and recognize it and try to take a step forward and try to make an improvement to your life and everything else. Okay, because if you don't need your own life, maybe there's other people that depend on you. Maybe you're a grandmother, or you're a mother or a father to someone, so your children need you. They need a role model to look up to. So if they see their father, who's just a complete loser, and he even if he works a regular job, and he's just a low income earner, he's unskilled, uneducated, and he comes home, what he does, he just opens the TV and watches. The kids are always going to look at that and say, well, if it's okay for my dad, it's okay for me. So they will also just go into watching TV, wasting their life, and they'll be losers like their father. They'll be a loser like their grandmother and their mother. So they shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be a bad example. You should be a good example. They should see you, instead of you ordering them, go do your homework or go study or do this or eat this way or eat healthy. If you're not eating healthy, and you're eating junk food, obviously your kids are going to be eating junk food as well. If you start getting your kids on sugar, ice cream, cakes, pizza, Kentucky Fried Chicken, fried food, high, you know, processed food, ultra high processed foods, and all this genetically modified stuff, what do you expect if they become addicted to it? Obviously, their first preference, they're going to say, "Mommy, Daddy, give me ice cream, give me chocolate, give me a biscuit, give me sweets," because you've got them into that drug. And sugar is very addictive. So my advice for you, if you're in a situation where you are a grandmother, a mother, a father, be very careful. At least take care of your life, not for yourself, but for the people that look up to you as an example. Okay, so I myself also, I give advice to myself. I always try to improve myself, not just for myself, but for my creator and for the people around me, because I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility for everything that happens in the world. I have a responsibility for the environment. I have a responsibility for the animals, because that's the obligation that Allah gave to us. Our Creator gave us this obligation to be the Khalifa on earth. And being a Khalifa on earth is not to be a dictator, but someone that provides solution to serve others. I always say to you, service to many leads to greatness. Okay, so that's it for today, inshallah. I'm gonna try to go out and do a little walk, maybe around the block a few times, just so I can get some physical activity, inshallah, and I'll update you on day 9. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and if you have any comments or constructive criticism, I welcome constructive criticism, because I'm also learning all the time. I don't know everything. I'm just sharing what I've learned so far in my 40 plus years life experience. So, maybe you've experienced different things in life. Maybe you can give me advice on different aspects. I can also learn from you. So it's a two-way thing. And I encourage you, if you're in a similar situation as me, even if you're in better health, start your own challenge. Try to put a plan together which works for you around your lifestyle and your commitments to your family and work and so on. But also try to plan a way out of the rat race. Okay, inshallah. And after my health plan and challenge and stuff, I will try to also do a 100-day transformation in finance, a 100-day transformation in business, different things as well in spirituality. I'll try to use that same theme. Basically, that's my idea. So use the same theme and just work, making vlogs around different aspects of life, because ultimately we need to have a holistic life, not just one thing. Right now I'm focusing on health, because that's the one thing that's going to give me the energy to worship Allah, be able to study, work, and all that stuff. So I'm focusing on number 1, health, get my health in order, and then inshallah everything else should start to take form and fall in order as well, inshallah. Okay, well, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh for now, and look forward to you maybe tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.